Hello everyone, this is Kit. I guess we're doing another, what is this again? What do we call these? Tournament reports? That's right.
Salty rundowns.
Yes, salty rundowns actually. That sounds more appropriate. But this time I'm joined of course with the normal people, Dean and Nico from my team. But we're joined with a special guest, Beanley, if you want to say hi.
Hello, I'm Weiss Schwarz.
Oh yeah, that's right. He is Waifu Wars. We haven't uploaded in a while, right? You said.
Yeah.
Okay, yeah. He happened to be at the Atlanta event as well, and so we're letting him in on the salty rundown, I guess here. So we'll just go through our rounds and stuff, or I mean, you guys want to talk about the event a little bit? It was like a pretty well-ran event for the most part, right? Any complaints from you guys?
There was that weird judge kind of like ruling that seemed a bit inconsistent, but other than that, I can't think of anything.
There was me getting shark on my sleeves. That was pretty cool.
Yeah,
Oh,
that
yeah.
one too was kind of weird.
Yeah. Did anything happen to you like that, Beanley?
Not really. I just hated how like it's just a typical Bushiroad event where it's just like there's no breaks or whatever.
Oh yeah, I know. But Atlanta overall, how many teams were there again? Atlanta's like one of
25.
Yeah, Atlanta's always one of
Yeah.
the smaller ones for whatever reason, even when it comes to singles.
I think by like top 8 announcements, there's only 17 teams left.
Yeah. Yeah, I think Atlanta's always like the small event, I guess. Do you guys know if there's any other events in the US that are smaller than Atlanta?
No, I don't. Oh, Hawaii.
Oh yeah.
The Ohio one's pretty small.
Oh,
Ohio
That was
was
because
also-
that was because they charge money though.
yeah, you had to pay to get there, and also it was like announced really, really late into the thing, so no one could really plan the trip accordingly. It just happened to like land the same time as whatever that expo was, that big one, right? All right, yeah, whatever that expo was. But yeah, I guess we have nothing else to really talk about the event. We'll just kind of get into our rounds. So I guess the Burn One team will go first for round one, and then we'll hand it off to Waifu Wars over here to talk about his round as well. So I guess we'll just go into order. Myself, then Dean, and then Nico, and then Beanley. So round one, I ended up playing against Cardcaptor Sakura. Maybe I should write down everyone's name I play against next time so we can shout them out, I guess. But yeah, they played Siege. Is Siege the negative soul one? I forget.
Yeah, it's Siege.
Yeah, so they played Siege as their change target at the top end. Then they played the healer. I forget what it's called. The blue healer that also burns, I think. They played that in the top end as well. And this person had Max Rarity Konosuba not Konosuba, Cardcaptor Sakura, and it was pretty spooky because they had the Worlds promo too. They had like 2 or 3 of them I saw. And if you guys don't know, the Konosuba or Cardcaptor Sakura promo, like for Worlds, never got printed in the set or like as a promo yet outside of Worlds. So unless you went to Worlds or bought it from someone at Worlds, you don't have access to it, unfortunately. Which has a decent effect too. But yeah, that matchup was like pretty vanilla. The general thing with this matchup when I'm playing Konosuba is that even if they get their Siege shenanigans off, my top end doesn't really care. I just sculpt my hand to do the Burn 4 Mega Man and Clock Kick, because then it prevents them from even like getting any value out of the Siege. And then even if they do that, I still have access to like Burn 5 on attack, which they can't really negate, since they're not playing the red level 3.
But if they do, they can't negate it.
Yeah, even if they do, they can't really negate it. But what's it called? So yeah, the matchup was like really simple. Like their 1-0 game is like 6-5. Like I don't even think this match like really went too well for them. It's probably pretty average. But yeah, I mean, Cardcaptor Sakura doesn't have a lot going on for it if it can't really get off its level 3 game at 2 or even at 3. So like I think he got like 1 turn of Neg Soul, which really didn't equate to much for me at least, and then I just kind of like finished him off from there with the normal like force refresh and like swinging in for big damage. But yeah, Dean.
I wanted to scoop on my mulligan, not because my hand was bad, but I noticed I noticed like the guy had like he mulliganed like I think it was like a stock swap and a Remy bomb, and I thought, wow, that's pretty cool. I can't really play the game against those two cards. And then he was playing 8 gate Bang Dream with Christmas Cosme, and then the set one into the pay to ditch one red card burn for the number of the Operation Tornado, or there's something in the warehouses in the grave. Kind of standard game, but I wasn't allowed to play level 3s, of course, so he went for his finishing turn. I was mid-tier compressed. Like I wasn't so compressed that I would die to a stock swap. But I wasn't like so uncompressed that I was favored to die. So like I got some good cancels, and then finished him off the next turn. Not really much to say that game, but like it's an unfavored matchup, which is important for later.
All right, Nico.
I played the Love Life Sunshine Mirror. We were both running the same climax combo, the Stock Soul, and then just a blank gate. Neither of us managed to get a climax combo off that game at level 1, so that was pretty neato. I was at a point where I had to pass at 0-6 because of really good cancels, quote unquote, on my part. I think the big takeaway from that game was I died at 2-4 because I double triggered, and then I just kind of, ate yo burns, and I'm just like, oh, it's good. It's very good. The other big takeaway, which I think kind of really lost me the game, I was at 1-3. I believe I had 5 cards in deck with 1 climax in there. He was already level 2 by that point, because I managed to push a little damage on him. He reveals a Stock Soul off of his Rico, and then swings with a level 0 into a blank lane, so I took 4 damage, and refreshed it when I was 2-0, so that was pretty neat. But yeah, it's that matchup is, if both of you are kind of like the same skill level, it's pretty much a coin flip, and I hate it.
Oh yeah.
So yeah, I just kind of trashed that game.
Flips, dude.
Dying from 2-4 is very fun.
Of course. And then finally, Beanley.
For round 1, I played against Bang Dream, and it was like the double Yukina combo, but they were running the Rinko Brainstormer. And for my first turn, I post mulligan, and I still didn't draw to a level 0. So and my opponent was going first, so I was basically fucked even after I clocked myself and drew into no other level 0s. And I was like, oh yeah, I guess I'm gonna get an L for my team.
Strong.
And for them, pretty much I had to rush myself to 1 and start playing crap down. I thankfully I had good cancels though. But my opponent kind of misplayed a bit too during that game. So, for example, during the end, he played his Yukina, which was only 13k at max, with Saya, and then did against my Chica, which was 13.5. So he was pretty much trying to do a Hail Mary, because at that point he was already out of climaxes and stuff, and I had Chica and Yo for multiple turns for a while, and you couldn't really deal with that. The only thing that was really annoying is he played the 1-0 swimsuit.
Oh, Lisa,
that kept on bottom decking my Maris, so I couldn't get my coin flips off.
Powerful.
Yeah, that's all I can remember though from round 1.
Oh man, did your team win that one though, right? Or?
Oh yeah, thankfully, yeah, we did. Yeah.
Yeah, I think you guys probably went undefeated until round 5, I think. So.
That's what I think that we faced you guys.
Yeah, so then I guess we'll go on to round 2 here. What did I play against? Oh, this was the team. Funny thing about this team is that right during round 1, we saw these people, and one of their teammates left their deck at home, so they had to leave the venue and drive to go home to get the deck and come back. It was pretty funny. But
super steep.
No,
but
they actually were playing a different deck than what they had wanted to play.
Oh, okay. It's even more hilarious, I guess. But they said they had a buy round 1, I think, right? Which kind of let them find.
Yeah.
Yeah, they got pretty lucky on that. But yeah, so round 2, I played against Love Live, not Sunshine. This is OG Love Live. The game is very, very boring. My opponent basically kind of like falls behind because OG Love Live is kind of slowly like getting weaker and weaker as time goes on. It's still like a solid set overall, but I mean it's not going to keep up with the way the power creep's kind of going with utility and stuff. But they were able to put up like a decent fight or whatever, mostly because whenever you're in these scenarios, my opponent's like at in like a really bad position, has like 2 cards in hand, or it was like 2 or 3 cards in his hand, and I was like, well, this game's basically over. And then they do the fabled play the brainstorm. Oh dang, I hit 2 on brainstorm. Oh, I got my climax combo cards out. Now I have like 7 cards again in hand, and I was very sad. But outside of that, it was like a really boring game. I like got a lot of stock and stuff. This was our like last game, or our game didn't finish till the very end, and at that point, Dean and Nico already won their games. So I just kind of was like, I need to rush this game because I'm done playing. And then I dropped like triple Mega Man or whatever and did double burn 5, or was it triple? It was like 2 Mega Man and like Aqua or something like that, and then just did like double burn 5 as like big swings for fun. And then I ended up losing that game, I guess technically, but our team already has won that game. So yeah, Dean.
I played against a fairly new player. And they were like, oh my god.
Don't give a new player Excel World, I think, is the lesson here.
Yeah, they were like, they were asking me where they mill for their runner, like, because I'm like, do you want to run? And they're like, what do I do? And then they had to read what their runner did. So and then like I kept having to remind them of like how to pay effects. And then at one point, they accelerated one time for the on reverse
Top check 4.
Top check 4, yeah. And the they only did it once, but they played on 2 of them. And then on the second reverse, they grabbed like 3 cards off the top of their deck, and I'm like, okay. I've been like hand holding this person pretty hard. I have to call judge here. So I got a free win, I guess.
Yeah, well, I think that game probably would have been in your favor anyway, heavily, seeing as the only way they're going to get any advantage is by hurting themselves, and then once the rest of the wall drops, they kind of just lose. Wait, I don't even... Does Excel World have a anti-level 3 counter, or like replay counter?
I don't know if that... I don't know. I know nothing about that deck other than like it has a accelerate neg soul wall. You accelerate to neg 2 soul.
Oh yeah, I remember that. But yeah. Alright, I guess Nico?
I played against Bang Dream Roselia. The game was going really badly for that guy. I feel a little bad. So I think I dropped a climax combo down while he was at like 0-5, 0-6, just because I was like super ahead. He couldn't maintain a board even at level 0. I made him skip level 1 entirely, so that was pretty good. He came back a little bit. He dropped Yukina, and then I forget exactly what happened, but he wasn't able to get full advantage off. Like I think he at one point missed the entire mill.
Damn.
I went ahead and got Yo Chica out of level 2, burned 3 because I'm a good player. He tried to sandbag a turn at 3-3 just because he didn't have the Yukina climax combo to finish me off. But I mean, I'm playing Sunshine, so I got 2 Yos on the board and a Musashi, and he just kind of died. Oh, that's what it was. He had a really unfortunate Rinko Brainstorm and got really screwed. Which is why you don't run Rinko Brainstorm.
Wait, how was it unfortunate? Did he like reveal 3 climaxes off of it, or something?
Yeah, I believe so.
Oh gosh, and that's
so I think he revealed 3 climaxes, and then he wasn't able to even search his deck entirely because he had like so little cards left in his deck at that point.
Dang, and that's the Brainstorm too, where even it doesn't matter how many you hit, you still only search 2, ditch 1, right?
Yep.
Ooh,
Yeah.
feels bad, man. All right, I guess Beanley.
So round 2 we got down period, but there was a no-show, so it was nice.
Powerful.
Easy.
Very hard matchup. You're like, gotta use the restroom and go get a snack.
Basically.
Alright, I guess we'll move on to round 3. Round 3 was the scariest round for me the whole tournament. I thought I was going to die to my own character. So, round 3 I played against Konosuba, and we're like starting the game, deciding who goes first, and then I quickly realized this isn't any normal Konosuba. This is advanced Konosuba. They were playing Axis Cult. And it was really spooky because turn 1 they drop 5 cards on the field and they're all 7k level 0s, and I was like, oh, this is such a good game. My level 1 combo only gets to 7k unless I find a specific card in my deck to make it 8k. And these level 0s, I can't get rid of them until like at least level 1 because I don't run any bombs, so I can't remove them from the board. I guess this guy just gets infinite pluses, and let me tell you, that board did not change for like the entire game, because every time I killed something, he just played another Axis Cult member. I was very sad.
Powerful.
But like Konosuba normally does, it gets to the point where my opponent's at like, I want to say I was at like 3-1, maybe 2-6, somewhere around there. My opponent's already 3-0, I believe, and he's like, he kind of knows he's just done after this turn. He clocks around and tries to find the level 3 Aqua. It doesn't draw it or anything like that, so next best thing is just play more Axis Cult members and drop a Climax. I think I ate everything though when that happened, which was very spooky, something like that. But after that, I just did Aqua Refresh, burn 5, and then he died. So, but yeah, it was very spooky. Like, I think that player too wasn't like too familiar with the deck or something, because I think he could have stopped clocking a lot sooner than he did. Like almost literally, like since level 0 he could stop clocking, but for whatever reason he clocked it like I would say like probably 2 more times than he should have, which might have hurted him a lot or something. But yeah, either way, he was taking a lot of damage from the burn 5 and stuff, because on the forced refresh with Aqua, I knew there was one Climax in his hand from triggering Blue Gate, so he only refreshed with 4, and his deck was like pretty thick at that point. But yeah, all right.
I played against Madoka. Like, I think it was like Homer or Waifu. It wasn't complete Homer or Waifu. There were like vanillas in that deck though. There were like 1055 Homer. And I think like turn 1 he drops on like 3500 if he has 2 or less other characters, and like it was just like slightly too big for me to kill. That was pretty cool. So I got like tri-fielded by it and like hit with a 2-soul. It was kind of spooky, but then at the end of the day, it was like I walled out his top end, and I did lose board at one point. That was pretty funny. I couldn't play my level 3s, and his board was like shoot, what was it? It was like a 2-1 8k that became a 9k for some reason, and then the early play like Ultimate Madoka, and I'm like, wow, I can't kill either of these. It's pretty cool. I think I won a 3-6 like a good player would.
Did Eris get you there, or was it just vanilla swing?
It was literally like I negged 4 soul and then barely lived.
Oh man.
Yeah.
Were they weren't playing any Sagas or anything, right? So you didn't even have to play around Saga's Wish?
No.
Alright. Interesting.
Just the clock hit gold bar and the 2 soul.
Alright, Nico?
Round 3, I played against Spicy Tech Sal.
Oh, yeah.
The game was going really, really bad for me. I couldn't draw playables, like, damn near at all. I only could field 2 characters at level 1, which was really, really saddening. I still managed to get a Chica combo off, though, and kind of set up for my level 2 game. Unfortunately, in my level 2 game, I got a Gil countered. I don't think I really could have played around it. I think I had, like, 2 cards in hand at that point, and I just kind of needed to pretty much push damage. And if he had it, I just had to be like, all right, dude, you got it. So I attacked, I think, with a Yo. He Agil countered my Chica, which I thought was a little... I was like, alright, sure, dude. and then that actually managed to get me a plus off of my Mari, which is my only other character on the field, because I think I had like 2 cards left in deck at that point, and when my Mari crashed into his board, I just top checked the level 3 he sent to the bottom of my deck, and I was like, nice, good stuff. At level 3, he played down this like Kayaba zombie, like this 2/3 yellow card that like arrests itself when it dies, but you have to clock yourself. I was like, whoa, this is spooky.
Oh, and yeah, it has the 3 soul too, right?
Yeah.
Oh my god.
So I thought I was doing all right. I was at 3-2. I died from 3-2. I refreshed with like 6 or 7. I want to say 7 though. It wasn't very good because like I refreshed at like 3-1 or 3-0 or something. So, like I said, it wasn't a very good refresh, but I thought I had a decent chance of living. But then he plays down his other spicy tech, the Silica Ping, and it pings off a climax. And I was like, all right, I guess I just kind of eat shit this game.
Good.
The only other spicy thing, he played Asuna Take Sheltered on my level 1 Chica. And he got around the bomb like that, and I'm like, oh, all right. I guess people play this card.
He's like
all
2012 tech man, OP.
But yeah, I ended up eating crap that game. Yeah, sucks to suck for me, I guess.
Nice. All right, Beanley.
Round 3, I played against ReZero, and it was like the typical like blue-yellow like build, where they try to get double early play compression off. But I noticed my opponent went. She went through her climaxes pretty fast. So by the time I got to level 1, I played the Ruby plus 2 soul combo, and she just 8 damage. So she can't really compress it. Well, she managed to get to like level 2 and play the double early plays, but she only could get like 1 full turn of like the trying to compress both with the Rem and the Felt. And then next turn I was able to go to level 2 and play my double early play, and then she didn't have any of the backups. Because I was afraid of the anti-change backup or the 2, but yeah, and she just took all that damage and got to 3, and tried playing the Emile Restander, and that was the Emile Restander that got me to 3. And like by the time I got to 3, I also, when she was attacking, I played the Ruby counter, and she already had 2 climaxes in stock from triggering it. And when she refreshed, she hit 2 more climaxes from the Ruby.
Whoa! Suddenly, robot voice. Wait, can you guys hear him normally or no? Wait, Dean? Or is it my internet's doing this now? Oh, shoot, it's my internet. Nice. Alright. Hold on, let's see. Let me see if I can switch servers here. One second, guys. I'm gonna pause the video here until we get back. Oh wait, we're back. All right, all right. Okay, I think I think whatever the server we're on like crashed or something for Discord, because yeah. But we left Beanley off on it was trying to do compression. Got the restander out, and then you got to level 3, and then what happened after that?
So I played the Ruby. Yeah, I played the Ruby Mill, and that like they already had 2 climaxes in stock. So the Ruby Mill, and they were refreshing, so they hit 2 more climaxes from the Ruby Mill. So, and I had Musashi and more in the second Yo burner, and so they just took all that damage and lost.
Oof. And then, did your team sweep that round, or?
Yes, we all went 3-0 that round.
Nice. All right, round 4. Oh, okay.
I made the mistake of bringing my locals.
Yeah, so so when we went to this event, there was only like 2 teams we were thinking of that could like make us feel sad for losing. One of them being this team that Dean brought from his locals all the way to Atlanta, and we were ready to excise Dean here or whatever from the group once we lose to this team, because if there was a team to lose to, it would definitely be this one. So I played against our friend Ellis. He was playing Konosuba as well, except he was being way more spicy than I was. Like, I think I'm spicy playing the Eris Resander in my list, but man, this guy works very hard to be the most spiciest. He was playing the 1-0 Aqua counter, which can be pretty spooky, and then well, there was something else I think too, right? What else was he playing?
Doesn't he play like the Azusa?
He was running the Darkness tech, right?
Which Darkness tech?
The level 3 Darkness, was he not running that or in that deck, or?
I don't think so. He might have been, but at least I didn't see it. Was there anything else going on that was spooky? I think
how that game resolved was pretty spooky.
Yeah, okay, so this game was really dumb. Okay, so the game was going pretty even for the most part. The Konosuba Mirror, especially when you're both playing basically the Magic deck, is really, really dumb. So it's kind of like you want to push your opponent as hard as you can while building as much like stock generation as you can, but you absolutely do not want to put your opponent to level 3 before you, because if you're at like 2-4 to 2-6, you can still die if you like aren't set up properly to be able to cancel like these swings for 5s and stuff. So I get hit to, I don't remember what, I think I was at 3-1 or 3-0, something like that. And so I got hit to 3 first, and he was at, I want to say 2-6 or 2-5. So the turns you go into like this, you got to figure out the actual math on how good it is to like actually kill your opponent, and whether you want to play the 2-3 event or you want to skip out on the 2-3 event and just play Aqua by itself. So in this case, my opponent had 7 clean stock, I believe is what we think he has. Surprise, we kind of lost track of how much stock he was supposed to have. But so he had something like 13 or so clean cards in his waiting room, and I was just like, well, I have to like all in at this point because there's a really high chance he can just get screwed here. So I play the 2-3 event, main phase it. He moves all stock to the waiting room. I play Megaman, the People's Elbow Megaman, to play and then play. I think it was Eris. This is a game where I played Eris, and Eris grabbed me Aqua from waiting room, and then I played Aqua, forced him to refresh. Swing in, I got him to did a burn 5 on him. Oh no! I think he was actually way lower than that. I think he was like 2-4 or something. But anyway, either way, I did a burn 5 on him, and then like all my swings stuck basically, and I left him off at 3-6, and I was like, dang, didn't kill him. Luckily, my deck was still fairly compressed, and I didn't have a lot of waiting room for him to force the refresh. And even if he 2-3 countered me with the event, I just paid out a lot of stock that turn to play all that stuff, as well as paying 3 stock to do the burn 5. So I think at most I had like 3 or 4 stock left in my stock. So even if he was able to do that, it wouldn't really force really bad compression or anything like that either. It was just like I had 7 climaxes left in like probably like if he did force the refresh and everything, which he did have in his hand, I'd probably be something like 7 in like 28ish to 30. So which isn't, oh man, the train, but which isn't too bad. Dang, why does the train always come by at this time? How dare they? But yeah, so like the compression wouldn't be too bad, so I don't think I would straight out die from that point. It would just be really spooky. Unfortunately, at the end of my turn or whatever, he realized no one took down the number of stock they had, and like if this was any mistake ever, I would like be like, all right, whatever, like if you flipped over a card, just put it back, whatever, because we know each other. So obviously they're not trying to cheat, but we got to the point where like, crap, we don't know what to do. I'm like, all right, let's just call the judge. We call the judge, we explain the scenario, and the judge is like, oh, I'll just give a warning. And I was like, wait, I don't think you understand. We don't know how much stock we're supposed to put back at all, so how can we continue the game at all? And then so they had to call head judge. Head judge came down, ended up giving me a warning for not keeping track of game state, and then Ellis ended up getting a game loss there. But yeah, it was really unfortunate too, because it was kind of like one of those scenarios where the game literally could have, like, he could have won that game, even though I think it wasn't the best position for him to win. but you know, there's still the chance just because it's Konosuba and it's Weiss. Like I could have shuffled all 7 climaxes to the bottom of my deck when he forced me to refresh or whatever. Who knows? So it's like really like. Of course, I'm really happy with the win. Also, feels really bad that it had to be that way. But yeah, I guess a win's a win, right? All right, go ahead, Dean.
I played against Chandler, who was on ReZero. Shoot, I think I was at like 3 climaxes on like my opening hand, and like barely able to get into a position where I was able to play. When he hit level 1 first, he like pooped out 2 pucks, and I wasn't able to kill them. Yeah, that was like a very, very slow burn where I lost horribly. Like he was level 1, I was like 2-3, but I'm against ReZero, and he has a bond to a bomb, so I'm not allowed to put down Orisa at level 2, especially with as far behind as I was. So I try to compress with the Kazumi engine, but ReZero just gets more compressed than I do. It was a very, very slow, drawn out loss is really what ended up happening. Where I don't think there was much I could do at any point in the game.
Yeah, yeah, he plays the bottom decker, right? So you're just forced to play around that until level 3, and which kind of sucks. So you don't get as big of an advantage on as soon as you hit level 2.
Yeah, and then he's also like he likes to play like really safe, so it's really hard to like find a position where I can randomly punish him.
Oh yeah, probably learns that from you.
Yeah.
All right, Nico.
I played against Hunter. He was playing Persona 5. I don't have a lot of notes for this game just because the game went really, really badly for Hunter. Like, he could not keep climaxes out of his hand. He could not keep climaxes out of his stock. Yeah, he was just getting really unlucky that entire game. And since I was playing Sunshine and it was not failing me, I was not getting unlucky. And he died. Yeah, that's the end of that.
Yeah, I think I remember looking over and you were like at 1 something, and he was like already like going into level 3, and I was like, all right, like, I think that game's over.
Yeah, it was just very unfortunate for him.
All right, Beanley.
Round 4, I played against ReZero again, but it was blue-red instead, and it was a bad game for my opponent because like my opponent was already hitting to like almost level 2. Like I think I remember he was at 1-6, and I was at I was steep for him, and he didn't really get many of the melee combos off because they kept on going to his clock. So most of his field was like a puck and like a random level 0, and he like he managed to get off 1 early play rem, and he managed to like bottom deck my double early play combo, but pieces to level 3 to like really do anything back to me. Like he didn't play any rams at all during that game, I believe. So it was just a rough game, and like his brainstorms didn't hit most of the time as well. So,
oof, that kind of sucks. Really quick, like in that matchup, or I guess against the ReZero matchup, how do you feel if like someone drops like 3 pucks against you if they hit 1 first? Like, do you get really sad? I'm just wondering because that's how I think I would if I was playing the 2-soul variant of Sunshine.
Yeah, I guess, yeah, you get kind of sad because Puck is so good against like the Love Life Sunshine matchup in general. At that point, I just like crash.
Yeah.
And just hopefully that it sticks or whatever.
Yeah, Puck.
For 1 is always
both,
bad.
Yeah, Puck bullies both Ruby and Chica level 1. Dude, Puck just too good. And then what about your teammates? They win them straight out, or?
Yeah, they also went 3-0 too.
Nice.
It's these were like our friends that we played against for round 4.
Oh, okay. All right, round 5 we played against the worst team we've ever seen ever. And no, it was actually Beanley's team. So this is actually really funny because I've never met. Her name's Jessie, right? Yeah, I've never met her in real life. I've only seen her over Facebook because she's in like the same Weiss groups I'm in. So like this entire time I'm sitting down across this person, I'm like, man, I know this person. I just don't know who they are. Like their face is so familiar. I don't know who it is until later in top 8 I realized who they were. But yeah, so I was playing against Jessie. She was playing Magic Konosuba. She was playing the less spicy version, basically taking out like all the spiciness of playing Eris or anything like that. It was just straight up Magic, I think. Do you know if there's anything special her list or?
The only blue that I think she runs is like the early play Aqua, and then also the foreclosure event.
Yeah, which is pretty standard. The only thing I think I saw that's not really standard for the list is the back row Kazuma support. I thought a lot about playing it. Yeah, I thought a lot about playing that card because I saw the Worlds List play it, and I was thinking about how it affects the deck. And then, like, the more I thought about it, I was like, 500 power does almost nothing for my unions, and also, I'd rather just have two union top check 4s in the back row instead of the 500 support. So I ended up cutting that from my list at least, or even like testing it out. But anyway, matchup is like super even once again. Konosuba again is like I said earlier, you kind of just want to not let your opponent get up 3 first before you, or at least have like a really far lead on them. Otherwise, it feels horrible. Game was pretty straightforward. We just kept trading unions and building a bunch of stock. We both had a lot of stock. I think she was beating me on hand size for like the entire game. I forgot how this happened, but like going into level 3, I think I only had like 5 cards in hand after draw, and then she was always like at 7. But unfortunately, so we get to the point where during her turn, she refreshes with only 6, and then triple triggers 3 climaxes, and I'm at like 3-2 or something like that, and I'm like, oh, I guess I just drop these burn 5s and win the game. So unfortunately, she got really unlucky on 1 refresh, and I just happened to be holding burn 5 Megamins like all game, and so I just dropped them all and was like burn 5, swing 3, okay, good game. And that was basically it, unfortunately.
I guess I'm up.
Sure.
I played against Two Soul Sunshine. Hello. And man, that was I remember getting hit to level 1 first, and then going like Chisato top check into like Brainstorm into hitting 1 to grab back my other Chisato and then like hitting the top check on that one, and then scrying and seeing a toilet, and then going like double toilet, and I think you only had like 1 card on board.
Yeah, I think it was only the runner.
And it was like and I went like double toilet on 2 lanes, attack, you canceled, kill your runner, you're at like 0-5. And then I'm like, I could get another plus off of this attack, or I can just pass turn since you only have like 1 attacker and like 4 hand already somehow. And yeah, I think if there was a turn that I won, it was that one, because the next turn I think I go like Brainstorm with like triple attack clean, and then you go into your 2 soul turn, and I like double cancel. I triple cancel because I'm like 4 and like 10 or something. Did
he have to skip that 1 turn where you decide not to attack with the 3rd character, even though it had the toilet effect on it?
He got like 1 attack. It was pretty nasty.
Yeah.
So yeah, like that was clearly the right play there, and then yeah, it felt really dirty.
Yeah. Well, I guess, Beanley, you have anything to say about the matchup at all? I mean, I guess you don't have any, like, clocking effects, right?
Oh, well, at, like, level... The last thing I want to say is that at level 2, I, like... Or was it level 3? I forget, I think it was, like, just, like, straight level 2. I think I slammed down triple Orisa, and I next
it was level 2. Yeah.
Yeah, I next sold you, like, 4 turns in a row, and, like, your level 3's couldn't get over my board, so...
Yeah, that was steep. Yeah, basically, and then, like, I think the turn before that, I couldn't do any damage to you as well. And then, like, you had all the clean stock too, like before you played your triple Arisa combo.
Yeah.
That is very
I just basically lost because I can't keep up with like damage economy. And I don't think you didn't get the level 1 Cosme combo off that game either.
No, I didn't. I never drew the gate the entire game.
Powerful. Wait, Beanly, in your list, do you run the on death dia clock yourself draw one?
Yeah, I run it as a 2-of.
Oh man, did you not like? So you were left at 0-5, so I assumed you clocked to 0-6, and I guess you didn't have it in hand or any way to switch.
I didn't have it.
Oh
Yeah, I didn't have
that's
it
so
in hand.
unfortunate. But yeah, I think a lot of times it's like pretty easy to leave Sunshine. Like, is one of the biggest. I think like one of the biggest weaknesses for Sunshine generally is level 0, because like if you lock them at 0 for like one turn, they could a lot of times they'll just be like, pass turn ? And like just has to pray to the Weiss God at that point.
Yeah, or if you lock them at like 1-6.
Oh yeah, that one's always tough too. You just that was just like a really tough time whenever Sunshine gets level locked. But yeah, I guess Nico.
I played against Sal. It was a gold bar and standby build, which I haven't seen too much of. He got standbys and gold bars off for the game. It wasn't really doing too much. We were kind of trading back and forth for a while. I managed to get my board up, Yo, Chica, Rico support. I know at one point I was like, hey, can I see your waiting room real quick? I just want to check to see if you have the anti-change counter. I'm not going to play around it. I just want to see if you have it in there, though. Instead, I ended up running into a Spicy Tech, which is the 2/3 green anti-damage counter, which I was like, whoa, I didn't even know this card existed. I didn't even know people were running it in like actual Sal decks. I do actually think that may have like contributed to him losing the game, because when he played that counter, he only had he was at like level 2 and I think about to hit level 3, so he had no stock to really do anything like finishing wise. On my finishing turn, I just revealed a level 3 because I'm a good player. Salvaged a Musashi and he died.
Yeah, so at this point we're undefeated, and Beanley's team is 4-1, right? Yeah. So we've both our teams have made top 8 at this point. We defeat the deck check boss. So proud of our team.
Dude, that was spooky.
Oh yeah, because as soon as they started looking at Dean's deck, they called over the head judge and didn't say anything to us.
God.
It was so spooky. I was like, Dean, not again! Don't do this to us.
Yeah, they were really cool. They were like, you have to. I'm the only person, by the way, in top 8 that I've heard that had this happen to them. I had to re-sleeve my deck with the mat on the front instead of the back of the card. And then I was told that I probably have to unsleeve my deck because I had Nippon Ichi sleeves on my deck instead of Bushiroad sleeves. And I'm like, we're not even on camera yet. Supposedly I'm the only person that happened to.
Yeah, because I think the team we ended up playing against was like, oh, that didn't happen to us, and we have it that way as well. So that was weird, but whatever.
Pretty cool.
Yeah, so we get into top 8. Unfortunately, our first round is against the people who played round 1, and we discussed this after round 1. I think was like we talked about that team because we're like, oh yeah, they don't suck. They actually know how to play the game correctly and like actually think about their turns. Unfortunately, we have to play which is pretty rare sometimes, especially in round 1. So yeah, unfortunately, we play them in top 8, and so really tough situation. So I play against Cardcaptor Sakura again. I'm like, this match is going to be a joke just because there's not a lot Cardcaptor Sakura does against my deck, even if they're playing Siege, which is really tough. And even if they drop early plays, all my stuff gets over them, and I do have, like, I play the 2/1 Megamin that kills level 3s. So I was not even worried about any of that. The only downside is, like, I can't really defend against their Shimikaze search, but that's, like, pretty whatever to me. I'll let them do whatever they want with their hand, because I'm always going to be able to like win board. I get to a point where I'm something like 1 and 2 in the deck. I'm at like 2. I want to say 2-2 is when this happened. My opponent was already at like 2-5 or 2-6 or something, and was that right? Or no, I think they were like 2-4 or something, somewhere around mid 2s. And I'm like, oh, this will be a really, really easy like game at this point because I'm just so compressed. I have like 13 clean stock. I have like an entire board and everything. this is going to be completely fine. This game's going to be easy. And then my 1 and 2 deck decides to let me eat 4 straight, and I'm like, okay. And then take a refresh damage, and then I go to level 3, and then I think the last attack, I don't remember what happened the last attack, so I think I ended up somewhere like 3-3 or 3, no, was it 3-3 or 3-2? Do you remember, Nico? Or what was I at when I went into that turn when I was trying to kill him?
So I think you refreshed at 3-0 because you were at 3-1 because you refreshed in the middle of your attacks.
Oh yeah. So yeah, I go in, I do the burn 5, I like do the whole uncompressed thing because my opponent, like literally for like the entire game, was stuck at 3 cards again, like the first round. But this time I got very unfortunate that he drew into the Worlds promo because after I kept pushing him, I think I left him off at 3-6 is where he was at, and he couldn't clock, and he only had 5 cards in deck, I believe, after his draw, which was super unfortunate that he had enough cards in his deck that he could attack more than twice. But I'm at like 3-1 with 7 climaxes still in my deck, fairly compressed for the most part. I had to spend some stock earlier to like set up my board to be able to just like kind of push for game. So he goes in.
You refresh though, because you did like all the Mega Meat stuff after you already refreshed.
Yeah. So all of that didn't go into my deck on refresh or whatever. But which was what was really crappy about this is that I left him off at 3-6. That turn I had like a level 0 or something crash into one of his level 0s. At that point, I was considering to side attack his level 0 to keep the character on board for like basically a minus an extra soul to prevent him from getting 1 extra soul. But I was really compressed at that point, and I was just like, well, I saw red earlier in his deck. I'm almost 100% positive he doesn't play the anti-damage counter, so I'm not going to play around the 2-4 event, but let me just make sure that there's no red in his clock. So I had to like look at his clock because it's really dark in that room for some reason, and make sure there was no red. And because there was no red, I decided to front attack to open up the lane because I was super confident that I'm going to cancel no matter what next turn. Well, famous last words, of course.
You did cancel.
Yeah, I did, but not enough.
You canceled Musashi.
So I ran it in to open up a lane to give it, whatever character he puts there 1 extra soul, so like increase my odds of canceling basically. I leave him at 3-6. I was actually praying that I triggered on the last attack because he was at 3-5, and when I swung, I was like, all right, baby. I was so confident that I was going to trigger soul 2 that when I swung into it, I said 2, and then corrected it to 1. I was so sad. So left him at 3-6. He only has like, I want to say, like, did he have 6 stock or 5 stock or something like that? But he pays 2, like his hand is nothing, so he couldn't even like sculpt a hand to like really kill me. But he has the Worlds promo, so he spins 2 stock to salvage the Musashi, plays the Musashi, and I'm like, oh no, not like this, please, not like this. He plays the Musashi, keeps the whatever random level 0 I think it was, and then was there another level 3 on the board? I can't remember, Nico. It was.
I want to say no.
It might have been the siege.
No. Yeah, no, it was the siege because he sided for 1 against your level 3.
Yeah.
So
okay,
it had to be
yeah.
something with 2 soul.
Yeah, so there was a level 3 siege in the front row as well. And he has a climax. He plays the climax. The first attack, I'm at 3-1. He swings into the empty lane, triggers 4-4. And I'm like, oh no. I'm like 7 in like, I want to say like 25 or less in my deck. And the swing for 4 hits, and I'm like, oh no, this is it. This is where I die, guys. This was a great run to Atlanta. He swings with Musashi. I cancel on 2. He mills a card. It's for 1. Hits me for 1, so I'm at 3-6. His last attack has 3 soul with the climax. He spends 5 minutes like counting all his cards. And I was just like, oh god, no, he's a good player because he started counting his triggers, which means he's seeing what triggers are left in his deck. This is how I die. It's really upsetting that it's going to be like this. He counts like, I want to say like 5 times to be like infinitely sure. And then he finally sides attacks. And then He turns it over. It's a climax. It was a blue climax, so he sides for 1. I was being really cheeky because that's the type of player I am, and I take the top card of my deck and just put it straight into the waiting room because I knew I was going to cancel, but then God said no, and I didn't cancel, and then I died. It was really upsetting. I spent a lot of time talking about this matchup with Nico on the car ride home because I was just so mad how this scenario happened, and because there was no coaching allowed, Nico wanted to tell me at the time. Going into that turn was like before you before you go any further, really think about the soul damage and whether you want to 3-cost the level 0 or not. What was so tough about this is what's that famous quote? We were talking about this too. Let me see if I can pull it up really quick. Let's see. Let's see. Oh yeah, it's a quote from, I believe, Lasker, which is a famous chess player, which is, if you find a good move, always look for the better one. So if I wasn't being ridiculous and like being like really pumped up about hopefully winning, I should have actually took a way more time and like thought about how the soul damage could play out the following turn. And it was a misplay for me not to actually 3-cost to level 0 because I got way too confident in the fact that I was going to cancel everything, that if I actually left the level 0 out, I would have lived that turn. And there was no way for him to actually kill me if I 3-costed the level 0, which was really unfortunate. But you know, when you lose, I don't care about losing as long as like I know exactly why and I learned from it. So everyone, you know, when you think you know exactly what the play is, just like take an extra minute to think a little bit harder if you have any other options and like why are you taking certain options. Because if I just took like extra minute to consider the scenarios, I would have 3-costed that character. So unfortunately sided and I lose that game. And it was really sad because I left him at 3-6. It was very sad. Everyone was like pretty hyped for that match though, since we were the last match. And go ahead, Dean.
Okay, so I felt like I had to gunpoint ahead the entire game. Because it's once again the stock swaps with the Rimmies and the like I'm not allowed to play compression. I'm not allowed to play early play games.
One second, Dean. Wait, hello. Okay, I guess the server's back to normal. I don't know what's going on with Discord. Sorry, guys. Wait, let me see. It's doing it again. Let me see.
Testing 1 2.
Hello?
Let's see.
Hello?
I don't know. Like, the Discord servers are like going wacky right now.
I think it's stabilized now. We're good.
All right, go ahead, Dean.
We're good.
Yeah, I think so.
Well, I felt like there was just like a gun pointed at me because I'm like I'm not able to play the game in any way, shape, or form because like if I go for a compression game, I lose because I get stock swapped. If I don't go for the compression game and like I go for my early plays, I lose because he plays the Rimmies and he gets to clear 2 lanes by giving a card like 1 billion power. So it felt really fun. It felt like a good game to go into. He is I'm like out almost all 8 climaxes by like the second turn or something crazy. Wasn't too worried about it because like I used the stars and I still got a timely refresh, and we're having some back and forth, and then I hit like my second deck and like I'm in this weird spot where I refreshed with a gate, but my Kazumis had died the turn before and had been shuffled back into the deck, and I had like 1 star and 1 Kazumi in hand, and I had no idea what to do. I ended up sandbagging that turn and then going for the Kazumi combo the next turn. And I was like using stock just like randomly throughout the entire game. Like I was like using drop searchers that I didn't have to, just to like, you know, mitigate, like keep myself at like the medium range of stock that you want to be at. Not, you know, go 2+ off of like my deck's ability to loop the combo. And then I'm like Okay, I can, if I get a calculator real quick, I can tell you the exact numbers because I'm like 7. I ate 7. I canceled on 2 on 1 attack. I had a 7 card deck at the end after draw, so 1. Oh, yeah, I got stock swap for 7. So I was 6 and 24. So like 1 and 3, roughly.
No,
1 and 4.
1 and 4, yeah.
1 and 4. Yeah, I'm 1 and 4, and I have 7 stock, and I get stock swapped, and I'm like, I don't have enough stock that it's crippling. I should cancel no board. Like I had to crash for some reason. I just remember like having like 2 open lanes. Oh yeah, because that was the turn that I had a sandbag, so I like dropped like a Kokoro drop searcher and like some other garbage on the board, and he goes swing for 3, cancels, swing 4, swing 3, and I eat it. And I go from 2-0 to 3-0. And my hand is set up to do the Cosmi combo the next turn. It's not set up to do anything else. It's not like a good hand. And I go, wow. I was not ready for this. And I am left with a 7-card deck. I don't know what I got hit with the stock swap, right? Like I'm supposed to have like 6 climaxes. But I draw, and I draw the pants. And I'm like, well, I guess I have to somehow get 2 Orissas. There's like 3 in grave. So I opt to do Brainstorm first. Pay out nothing. Brainstorm whiff. Left with a 3-card deck. Oh, okay. I don't know what's in there. I play down the Saya that mills 2 and then drop salvages. Drop salvage. Don't pay out a climax. Ditch the gate that I was going to use for Kazumi to grab an Orisa. Mill a climax with the Saya. Top check, it's another climax. So I only got hit for 2, but I still whiffed this Brainstorm, which is pretty cool. Because that means I whiffed a 2 and 7 Brainstorm. And then I'm like, well, I need to pay out that 2 stock, because otherwise I'm refreshing. Because I'm guaranteed refreshing 6. So then, like, I end up using like more stock on something else, and then I end up like being left with 2 stock and still not having seen any of these climaxes. So powerful. I have to use all of my stock to play at 3-0 my healer just so I can pay out the climax. And then I only get 1 lane of. I only get like 1 neg soul wall instead of the 2 that I wanted. Refresh clean attack. Well, refresh, like, of course, I trigger, and then I refresh clean, attack. I'm at 3-6. He goes into his turn. He doesn't get the Doxel, or the gate. He doesn't get the gate for the level 3 combo, so he doesn't get any extra burns. But then he stock swaps me. Again. He stock swaps my 3 stock when I refresh like 6 and 30. And I'm like, wow. He just stock swapped my 3 stock. And then he goes swing for like, and then of course I neg sold 2 lanes, and he slammed no climax, so he's got 2, 2, 3, and I'm at 3-1. Swings for 3, cancels, swings for 2, soul trigger, sticks, swings for 2, soul trigger, sticks. What a good player. And reminder, this is 8 gates, so he doesn't have climaxes to get soul triggers on. And then I look at the 3 stock, and he hit a climax on it. So he forced me to refresh with only 3 stock because he hit me like he hit like 2 climaxes at the very bottom of my stock with the stock swap, and then he stock swaps me again and still hits a climax when I'm 6 and 30. Like, what the
blessed dude?
what is this? And like, I got, oh my god! And if it wasn't for that, and that was like after I whiffed that Brainstorm. Because if I would have had the second Orisa, I would have lived. If I would have had the second Orisa, I 100% would have lived through that turn. If I would have like been allowed to not waste stock just to get those climaxes out, I would have had a little bit better compression. Might have won. There's a lot of like what ifs. Very unfortunate. Yes, very blessed. Fun little fact about that match, though, is that it had the exact opposite. Everyone got a salty run back in that match.
Yeah,
I guess I'll briefly go over my game. I unfortunately don't have too many notes for this one either because it was the opposite end of the coin flip. My opponent just couldn't do anything the entire. I think I got to get like 2 pluses off of Chica twice at level 1, so like I was overflowing with hand. My opponent always had like 2 or 3 hand and was struggling the entire game. And yeah, I finished my game really quickly. I look over, I see Dean's about even, and I'm like, okay, this is a bad matchup for him, but you know, he's even here. I see Kit's like way ahead. I'm like, all right, in the bag, boys, we got this. Little did I know, as I watched the games unfold, and I slowly felt the life drain from my body.
Dude, he had you in the first half. Oh, man. Dude, yeah, that top 8 match was like the most saltiest. Well, not the most saltiest, I'd say, but it was pretty. Oof. Like,
I liked how it was the exact opposite of round 1. It's everyone who won in round 1 lost, and everyone and the Nico who lost won.
That was good. That was good. Oh man, that ends our like entire run for the day, and after that we go get salty food afterwards. I guess we'll kind of close this out with Bean Lee being the true champion here. How did your team go?
So for round 6, my opponent actually failed deck check. So,
What?
Nice.
Yeah. So the reason was, I think apparently he wrote Winter's Moment Inazuma when he should have wrote Clumsy Girl Inazuma, because above that he wrote a Winter's Moment Akatsuki. So I guess he got that mixed up. And then like there is such thing as a Winter's Moment in Inazuma. So that was like the judge was like going into our game, he was like telling us, you guys don't have to play because you basically have the win. So I was like, okay, like I asked him like, do you still want to play it out? And he said. He told me it was up to you, and I said, I'm kind of tired, and I just want to like just chill. And he's like, okay. So that was basically my round 6.
All right, hold on.
And my other teammates.
Your top 8 round was so good that, dude, I knew it, guys. We were supposed to lose round 5. I felt it in my bones too. We should have lost round 5. Why didn't we do this, dude? Oh my god, that side of the bracket, godlike. All right, easy top 4 for your team, Bean Lee.
Yeah, basically.
Go ahead.
And then like my other teammates, they wanted to. We swept that. Round 7, we played against the same people for round 4 that we 3-0'd, and then like unfortunately my teammates, they couldn't keep up, so I was the only one in my team that won that round, and against and I played against the ReZero blue-red guy, and it was pretty even for that game. And the only thing I can remember for like for level 3, he got triple. I think he got like double. I think it was either double or yeah, I think it was double ram. But then I was like, I had 7 climaxes in like post refresh, so I managed to survive. But it didn't matter, obviously, since my teammates lost. But I still managed to win that because I played double Musashi and like a Yo burner. So and basically round 8 was determined for top 3, and then I played against Kantai. It was Prince Kashima, and my opponent was just having a bad game because he played like he was out climaxes early, and he also tried to mill through his deck with the Akatsuki, but he ended up hitting more climaxes. Like one Akatsuki, he hit like double climaxes, so that was like kind of steep. And I remember I never got to level 3. And yeah, he was like at 2-6 now, so like level 1 game for him. But yeah, we just finished in top 3.
Dang, man, dude, the dream top 8. Round 1,
yeah, basically.
Round 1, no opponent. Round 2, opponent takes. Oh my god.
Don't worry, we got it this weekend.
Yeah. So, Bean, are you going to any other events this year, or you're done till singles?
I'm going to New York.
All right. See you in New York. We're gonna get it. We're gonna get that salty run back again, even though we.
No. I'm having a different person, but I'm going with the same person I played with SAO.
Oh, okay. And then who you playing with in New Jersey or New York, if you don't mind revealing?
My friend Hillary. I think she's thinking of Kantai, maybe. We're not sure yet.
All right, cool. I guess we'll see you guys there. Well, hopefully we see each other only in top 8 or something. That'll be fun.
Hopefully.
Yeah. You guys have anything else to add about the event or anything? I'm gonna take that awkward silence as no one has anything to say.
Pretty much.
I just hope this time Kit isn't the only one who wins, and me and Dean are the ones who lose in top 8.
Oh my god! Look, I try. I played the most disgusting thing I had.
Yeah, man. I want to say I got unlucky because I feel I did, but also outplayed myself by rushing my last turn.
We need better seats.
You're
we need
right.
better seat RNG.
Yeah.
I don't need to sit across from that again.
Oh wait, Beanley, really quick. How do you guys decide seating order on your team?
I basically told my teammates like I don't want to be B because I was B last year, and like we just I don't know. And my friend Jessie, she was okay with being with B. I was like, okay, that solves that.
All right, sweet. So
we literally shuffle it up.
Yeah, we shuffle it up and then we hand it out. Except this time I was like, I got A again, and I was like, I don't want to be A again. So I picked the next card, and it was B. So that's how I ended up on B. But yeah, I'm wondering if I feel like no one. I think in Japan they more have like a system for each seat, but in America it's just like random dice for everyone. Let's go. Anyone can be anywhere. But yeah.
No, there's like an actual strategy to it, like the whole seat thing. So that's why I just don't really care about it.
Yeah. But yeah, I guess that is it. Are you doing anything with your channel anymore? I know you haven't uploaded anything in a while.
I was gonna do a deck profile of the Sunshine build.
All right, sweet. So, yeah, you guys better go subscribe to Waifu Wars so you can see his broken top 8 round 1 free buy deck.
Oh
man.
No.
But yeah, check out Waifu Wars. I mean, is it just like YouTube/Waifu Wars or?
Yeah.
Alright, yep. Check that out. You guys have any other goodbyes you want to say? I guess Beanley, you got any shoutouts?
One thing originally our team was Pillow Princess, so thank you, Team Pillow Princess, for pulling through. We have to change our team name to Bun Bun.
Dang, unfortunate. I guess Nico, Dean.
Yeah, I want to give a shout out to my sponsors over at Adidas. I want you guys to check out their tracksuits. They have some really nice tracksuits and some really good running shoes. Pretty good.
Yeah, are they going to break into the vodka business anytime soon?
I'm hoping that they do because I'll be their first customer.
Oh man, if they make gold tracksuits, let's just all get gold tracksuits for Texas. Let's go.
Oh yeah, brother.
I want to throw a shout out to Bushiroad. If you're listening, please give me Disgaea 5, English, Japanese. I don't care. Max rarity day 1, please.
Yeah, little I guess Dean trivia here. If you go onto the Bushiroad website, every top 8 he's been in with his deck name, it's always said Bushiroad Disgaea 5, please, right? Is that the deck name you always pick?
Disgaea 5 Bushi, please.
Oh yeah. So yeah, if you ever see that deck name, it's always Dean, no matter what.
I just have to start topping with Disgaea to get there.
Yeah, hopefully Texas. I want you to play Disgaea in Texas, but I might play Review Starlight in Texas as well. And then I think, yeah, I don't know. We'll see what happens. We'll see what happens. We're not going to top Texas, are we?
No.
All right. But yeah, I guess yeah. Shout out to Bean Lee for randomly messaging me and like joining us for this. Thanks for being here, man.
Thank you guys for having me.
Yeah, and then I guess thanks Nico for getting our only win in top 8. I know. All right. Hopefully this weekend in Toronto we can actually make it past round 8 or top 8. Every time we've been top 8 so far, we've just been losing. So hopefully we get there this time. Other than that, guys, we'll see you guys in the next video. Later.